Now I'm going to change up my breakfast items. On the nose is a little more pancakes, but now on the palate it's a little bit more waffles, and in a very, very fun way.
If you know anything about John or I, you know that we've tried a single barrel or two here and there. We've tried a whole lot of them, but this comes from a brand we're excited about. We have had them as guests before, and we look forward to having them back at some point. But Found North, which is a brand based out of the northeast of the United States, is sourcing Canadian whiskey. They have been blending. They've put that blend into a bunch of single barrels, and they have kind of set the stage for the American market release of their own single barrels with their first release of their own. So, what do you say we dive on in?
I am very excited to talk about this one. I cracked into this, of course, because as I do, cracked into this, tried it out already, and took some preemptive notes. I'm really excited to see what their single barrel program does. I mean, one thing that I think is super unique about Found North is they share what would appear to be a mash bill on their bottles, but it's actually the liquid blend. So they're buying these components as 100% corn, 100% rye, 100% barley, and they're blending them to their style and then putting those blends into barrels for secondary maturation. And it's just a cool spin on things where normally you get like a mash bill, or you get like a disclosure of like what's in there for age ranges or something, like the Beam product where they've got all sorts of different components in there. This is sort of the same thing, just on a much older scale. And holy shit, man, the nose on this is great. I'm really excited to dive in.
Yeah, so they have an interesting operation. People are like, wait, how can you do a single barrel if your whole shtick is blending? And to that, I say you come up with an awesome blend and then you put it into single barrels for finishing. And if you think that's weird, like people like Maker's Mark do it literally every single day. We've had some great barrels from them. People chase those things like crazy. This guy is 66% rye. It is 30% corn and 4% barley. And it's finished in a brand new Char 3 barrel. So it's coming in 54.7% ABV. It's no slouch. I'm curious for your thoughts. I recorded kind of a quick hit earlier on for my initial thoughts, but we haven't really done a full length tasting, so I'm really excited to dig into this.
No, and I intentionally didn't even look at the notes that you shared in that video because I didn't want to cross streams, so to speak. But this, I think, is everything that I've liked from Whistle Pig's high age statement, or not age statement, but they're 10-year single barrels that crept up into their teenage years. The 15, 16, 17-year-old Whistle Pig single barrels have been among my favorites. And this really kind of pulls in a lot of those same notes for me on the nose. You get like the pancake breakfast, which is a Whistle Pig single barrel that we did, where you get like the maple, the buttercream, a little bit of orange zest in there. You get these like a great like pancake kind of breakfast note. I really like the nose of this.
Yeah, this thing is screaming marmalade all day, which is kind of cool, right? I had a first couple sips, did a video on it. Check that out. Coming back, like this guy had some air time. It sat open, sat closed, more air in the bottle. This thing is delightfully, like anything short of just like a marmalade surprise marmalade parade is just really underselling it. It's fruity. It's got full of orange peel, grapefruit, kind of like Dole fruit syrup. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's fruity all at once on the nose. Like
It is.
it has gotten infinitely more satisfying.
Oh yeah, this is really nice. You're right. This is like a pile of marmalade onto almost like now I'm going to change up my breakfast items. On the nose is a little more pancakes, but now on the palate it's a little bit more waffles, and in a very, very fun way.
Yeah, it's like Belgian waffle. It is spicy. Like there is no doubt in my mind still that this is rye, but Canadian rye has always had this really great kind of, I don't want to call it a scale. It's been really good at being a vehicle for bringing big spice and big fruity notes together. Usually in American whiskey, those things are kind of, mutually exclusive. Either you have like a big baking spice bomb or you have like fruity cherry, honey, stuff like that. This does really well. It brings the spice right away and then it softens up. There's some cherry, grapefruit, honey, orange, spicy, then it's sweet, really satisfying. There is plenty of oak. There's not too much of it, but like there's a good satisfying level of tannin. I think 54% is a good choice. Like this thing drinks with no heat. And if this wasn't, if we didn't have other things to do, I would just kind of drink this over and over. It's intensely sippable. It's really, really easy to drink.
Intensely sippable should be the fucking tagline for this. It is every bit of that. It's great. I get this like little dash of pine forest. There's just a pile of fruit on it, a good amount of rye spice, and the mouthfeel I think is pretty velvety too. It holds up really nicely. Overall, I mean, I was a little scared at first that this might come through with just a little bit too much tannin for you. Well, I mean, I wasn't that scared because I knew I liked it, but I thought you might be uncomfortable with the amount of tannin in there. I think it's really well balanced. There's a lot going on, and it's a damn shame that there's only one barrel of this.
Right. Well, I mean, first off, this is selling, I want to say it's for about $79, so it's a great deal. We know it's a blend of like 12, 17, and 20-year whiskeys in the blend. It's a no age statement on the bottle, of course, because of the way they blended it. But overall, great value. I think it holds up well as whiskey in general. It's well priced. And, you know, if you couldn't find this one, we'll tease you. I think we got another barrel coming in future weeks, but I won't give away that surprise too much. But if this sounds enticing, I think we've got something like this with a little cherry on top. But overall, I mean, for a first single barrel, these guys really just kind of crushed it. They knocked it right out of the park.
They did. This is a home run, man. This is very good stuff. I mean, we've tasted through a handful of their things. We've had Nick Taylor on the show before. I think we'll probably be hearing from him again fairly soon too. But if they keep doing what they're doing here, I think they're only going to expand and grow and find their product sitting on the shelf of a lot of whiskey enthusiasts.
Yeah, I agree with you. So go ahead, check it out if you find it. Found North is releasing, you know, some different blends across the country, I believe now. So pick one up, try it out, see if you like it, compare and contrast it to Whistle Pig. But yeah, I'm a fan, and that's really all I have to say about that, because this is that's delicious.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. This sits right up there. Like, I'm a very big fan of Whistle Pig, their 10-year picks, and a lot of their other stuff too. Very, very big fan. I have way too many bottles of it. This sits right on that same shelf with me. I'm here all day for products just like this.